appreciated films, ranging from classic gems to hidden treasures. These adrenaline-pumping thrill rides offer non-stop excitement and breathtaking action. So grab a seat and get ready for
Cinematic experience that will leave you wanting more. These are some of the best films that should be on every film enthusiast's watch list. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Benraku is a 2010 martial arts action film directed by Guy Mauz. It was an innovative and graphically stunning action fantasy film of its time. While its CGI is decent compared to today's modern action blockbusters, this one is worth seeing if you enjoy action and unique films. The story takes place in the modern era and centers on a man named Drifter, who travels to an enigmatic town run by Nia, a merciless criminal boss. Meanwhile, the interesting part is that there are no guns in the town, and conflict is resolved by medieval hand-to-hand fighting methods. Soon, the Drifter allies up with Yashi, a Japanese soldier and bartender, to take on Nia and his horde of goons. The film's visually arresting cinematography, intricate set concepts, and well-choreographed battle scenes are its main points of strength. Its distinctive genre blending and creative flair all contribute to the film's engaging and unforgettable viewing pleasure. All things considered, Benraku is a beautifully shot and artistically daring film that will intrigue viewers who value cinematic innovation, as well as lovers of sleek action. Number 9. Sabotage is a 2014 action thriller film directed by David Ayer. The main character of the story is John Breacher Wharton, the leader of an exceptional task team that routinely steals drug lords' money amid raids. However, as they go to carry out their most recent robbery, they discover that millions of dollars have vanished from their stockpile, while the group's members are being ruthlessly murdered, with suspicions raised against one another. The plot keeps you wondering as the squad members are eliminated one by one, resulting in an anxious mood of mistrust and risk. While the team attempts to solve the puzzle to stay alive and discover the whole truth surrounding the stolen cash. While the plot can be confusing sometimes, the film compensates with non-stop thrilling action and outstanding work from its actors. Sabotage is an all-around good action film that will amaze and excite fans of Arnold Schwarzenegger and high-octane action flicks. Number 8. Versus is a 2000 zombie action film directed by Rahura. The story revolves around two released inmates who end up in the mysterious Forest of Rebirth, a place where people believe the dead have come back to life. As they traverse through the jungle, they encounter a group of Yakuza thugs under the control of an influential gang leader, unaware that the forest serves as a battleground for an ancient prophecy. They find themselves embroiled in a supernatural struggle. Since the movie is quite old and seems outdated in today's world, most of you are unlikely to watch it. However, if you're the kind of person who prefers watching movies for their entertainment value rather than their release year and special effects, check this one out. The film revolves around the characters' battles with the Yakuza and the resurrected dead, resulting in action-packed scenes, gunfights, and martial arts fights. The excessive violence in this movie is its primary appeal and has made it a cult favorite among action and horror movie enthusiasts. Number 7. Bloodfather is a 2016 action crime thriller film directed by Jean-François. The story centers on J.N., a former criminal who is now living quietly in an RV home and has been making an effort to lead an ordinary life. However, John's calm life is interrupted when his distant teenage child Lydia arrives requesting his assistance. Meanwhile, Lydia is hiding from drug lords after inadvertently killing her violent partner, Jonah. Before long, they are compelled to flee together, and John makes use of his prior knowledge and contacts to protect them from the vicious criminal gang that is hell-bent on looking for Lydia. The narrative delves into themes of atonement, familial ties, and the aftermath of one's previous deeds as John is forced to make tough decisions in order to protect his daughter. Gibson's tough portrayal propels the film's dramatic action scenes, and the father-daughter bond gives the narrative a profound impact. It's a fascinating story of survival and forgiveness that keeps viewers interested from beginning to end. Number 6. Contraband is a 2012 action thriller film directed by Baser B. Maker. The main character of the story is Chris Faraday, an old drug dealer who decided to leave his illegal past behind in order to raise a family and run a lawful business. However, Chris is compelled to return to the business of trafficking in order to save his family, after his brother-in-law Andy gets involved with a vicious narcotics king named Tim Briggs. Now, Chris has no choice but to carry out a dangerous smuggling operation to repay Andy's debt and save his family. To accomplish the task, Chris gathers a group of people and embarks on a risky mission to transport fake money, using all of his cunning and abilities to keep his family safe while navigating dangerous waters and dodging cruel criminals and officials. In addition to thrilling action scenes and unexpected turns, the movie features a rapid storyline and skillfully performed action scenes that provide an exhilarating journey that is going to keep audiences glued to their seats right up to the very end. Number 5, The Salvation, is a 2014 Western action film directed by Christian Ling. The story takes place in the former American West in the year 1870 and follows John, a Danish immigrant who is now living in America with his sibling Peter. After a long wait, John's wife and children from Denmark arrive, bringing his family back together. However, their happiness is short-lived as they are ambushed by a gang under the vicious leadership of Delaro, and the assault kills John's family, triggering his desire for revenge. The rest of the movie continues as John starts looking for the people who killed his family and gets involved in a fight with Delaro and his band of criminals who use violence and fear to rule the town and its people. The film is a dark and moody Western that delivers an intense punch and delves into topics of justice, wrath, and salvation, as John battles the evil within himself while pursuing vengeance for his family's murder. With its elegant photography, violent action sequences, and captivating performances, notably by Nicholson and Eva Green, the film offers a suspenseful and thrilling story from start to finish. Number 4, The Outsider, is a 2018 action thriller film directed by Martin Zandvliet. The movie is set in Japan following the end of World War II and centers around Nick Lel, a U.S. soldier who gets entangled in the Yakuza's violent underworld following his imprisonment in Japan throughout the war. Nick gains the trust and admiration of Kashi, a Yakuza leader who ultimately saves his life. Nick decides to become part of the Yakuza after being freed, and owing to his bravery and devotion, he moves up the rankings. However, as Nick gets more closely associated with the Yakuza, his elevated status also puts him in confrontation with other groups within the Yakuza and attracts the attention of law authorities. As rivalries rise, Nick must negotiate the hazardous realm of criminal networks while overcoming obstacles to his survival, respect, and allegiance. The Outsider is a gripping and dramatic examination of the complexity of post-war Japan and the Yakuza underworld with its raw ambience, solid acting, and evocative photography. Though the action is little, it nevertheless wonderfully complements the plot it tells. Number 3, Unleashed, is a 2005 action thriller film directed by Louis Lederer. The story revolves around Danny, a man who was nurtured by Bart, a vicious game boss and trained to be a deadly combatant. Bart uses Danny as a tool to scare and destroy his opponents while keeping him on a chain. However, Danny breaks free from Bart's hold one day during an encounter with another criminal group and seeks safety with Sam, a blind piano operator. As Danny makes an effort to move on from his brutal past and start over, Bart is desperate to get his favorite warrior back, and will do anything it takes to do so. As the threat approaches, Danny has to face his history and save those he loves from Bart's unforgiving anger. Jet Li's acting and martial arts skills are on full display in this intensely emotional action thriller. The film features numerous exciting action sequences, as well as a gripping tale that delves into issues of identity, atonement, and the strength of mercy. Unleashed is an exceptional action film that appeals to the visceral and the emotions with its suspenseful action, heartbreaking scenes, and outstanding performances from the cast. Number 2, Undisputed 2 is a 2006 martial arts action film directed by Isaac Florentine. Perhaps the most underrated action film you've never heard of. If you prefer gritty and authentic action over computer-generated imagery, CGI, then this film is for you. The story revolves around George, a former heavyweight fighting champion who is now imprisoned for a crime he never committed. After being incarcerated, he becomes aware of the underground combat culture and meets Yuri Boa, a cunning and successful fighter who sees Chambers as an opportunity to establish himself. Chambers and Boa participate in a series of intense and brutal fights as the tournament progresses, showcasing their fighting skills and determination to win. Along the way, they have to face corrupt prison authorities and rival fighters who stop at nothing to achieve their goals. The film features impressive fight scenes that shine in the martial arts action genre. The film's powerful fight choreography highlights the abilities of both artists and captivating fight sequences. Fans of martial arts and hand-to-hand fighting action should not miss this film. Number 1, The Man from UNCLE, is a 2015 spy action film directed by Guy Ritchie. The story revolves around two operatives from different sides who must cooperate to prevent a criminal group from obtaining weapons of mass destruction during the 1960s Cold War period. One is CIA agent Napoleon Solo, while Ilya Kuryukhin is a brilliant KGB agent. Despite their initial enmity, they are forced to work together by their respective organizations with the goal of stopping an affluent millionaire named Gabby Teller from falling into the clutches of Victoria Viner's evil enterprise. The two set out on a mission to protect Gabby while they must navigate through risky heists, complex lies, and high-stakes surveillance in order to uncover the truth about the criminal organization's schemes and stop them. The film pays tribute to the espionage genre of the 1960s while injecting it with modern influences. It masterfully blends sleek action sequences with humorous banter and nostalgic visuals, presenting a stylish and enjoyable interpretation of the traditional spy thriller. Backed by its engaging plot, elegant direction, and dynamic cast, that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video and do subscribe to our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.